Streaming now, this is the Wood TV Live Desk.
And good morning, everyone. Phil Penarski here with the Wood TV Live Desk. Hope you're all having a great start to your day. Happy Friday. Earlier this week, Albion College made the announcement that they had hired a new man to lead its football team, and it's a name that fans will likely recognize. Travis Rundle is here, and he is the new man in charge of the Britons, and he joins us on the Live Desk this morning. Coach, thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah, good morning, Phil. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And, as I mentioned, we can just go ahead and get started right into this interview. I'm sure lots of people are going to want to hear from you for maybe the first time as the new head coach. Your name, it has a lot of prominence here, especially in the Albion community. Your father, Craig Rundle, was on the sidelines as head coach from 1997 to 2018. You yourself were a former player and assistant coach. Now that you're the head coach, what is it like, when finally becoming the head honcho there? Your first real impressions now in charge of the Britons.
Yeah, it feels great to be wearing Albion on my chest again and representing this university. And I think back to all, the historic figures here that have their names on all the buildings with Morley Frazier, even my dad on the locker room, and just the influence they had on me when I was a student here. And I feel really honored to be able to come back and really provide, that same mentorship to the students here that was given to me.
Absolutely. And of course, congratulations are in order for yourself on that. And you are replacing Dusty Brewer, who left in December to coach Norwood University here in Grand Rapids. When you officially got the job, what was the first thing that you had in your mind that you wanted to get done now in charge of Albion?
Yeah, I think the first thing was getting in contact with the guys on the team, making sure that, the solid team chemistry and the culture within the program, nothing's really going to change on that. We're just going to make some tweaks and fine tune it, because this is, it's a football championship factory, and there's not much that you have to come in and change. You just put in your own little twist. Dusty did a great job of, running the program, and so I'm definitely excited to come in to something that's in such good shape.
And you talked about, once again, having Albion across your chest. Your family is so much entrenched in this community and in this football team specifically, and just that kind of bond that you and your dad now have. You guys have obviously worked together in the past. He's coached you, and now you're taking over, and now you have another milestone in common. What is that father-son connection like with you two?
Yeah, it's always been strong. I think when when I was playing, I played at Lumen Christi High School too for a year and a half, and Coach Brogan, wanted to make sure, like, hey, playing for your dad may be a little bit different, but we were able to separate, the coach and the relationship, and so it's always stayed strong. I think that's we constantly talk about, when we were playing, each other and going through. When I was at Illinois Western, we came up here and played Albion, and that was an interesting deal. But two, we stay in contact throughout the week, and here's what we're seeing on film and going through. So I think our relationship has always been strong as a player, as a coach. And, my parents are moving back up to the area, not because my wife and I are coming up here, but because of, our kids, and they want to hang around the grandkids. So it's going to be good to have them back around again.
And just kind of talking about that community, was that maybe sort of the reason why you always kind of wanted to come back? Was that something, just being a part of this community and this Western Michigan kind of lifestyle?
Yeah, I think Albion's a special place. And, when I came up for the interview, I mean, I'm looking at and talking to people that I've known since 1997. And obviously it's a special place if those people have been around here this long. And I think that's why so many people come back. They stay here. It's the people within Albion College and the culture that's been in here. As I said, it's a football championship factory. This place has been winning for a long time, and we're going to continue to do so.
And just kind of circling back on that connection between you and your dad, is there maybe any, one thing that he's always taught you, maybe coming up in coaching or while he was coaching you, that kind of just, always stuck with you, something that you've learned to maybe even execute now as a head coach of in your own right?
Yeah, I think two things. Obviously was the value of hard work. I think that he always taught that to me, and that stuck through in things that, I always talk about with the players. And then the second one is just always acting in a first-class manner, I think, in how you run your program, and make sure you always represent yourself, Albion College, the football program, with pride, your family. And so those are things that we talk about with the athletes in the program as well, those two things.
Hmm. And you yourself have had plenty of coaching experience. You spent time in Penn State, Illinois Wesleyan, and most recently at Sewanee down in Tennessee. And they've all been sort of vastly different teams, different situations. Has there ever been something that maybe has surprised you, whether it's been how different they've been, or maybe even some similarities between those different gigs that maybe you didn't think about when you first took those jobs?
I think the similarities between all three is you're working with young men that are driven to be successful, and I think that was probably really the common bond really between all three of those places going through it. And then there's a ton of differences when you look at those three schools as well. But the main one is really surrounding yourself with young men that are driven to be successful.
Hmm. And of course, sort of wrapping up now again, Travis Rundle, the head coach at Albion College, is joining us here on the live desk this morning. You now have the reins of the team. You are now in charge. What are you most looking forward to now as it once the football season gets started? The months leading up to it, the two-a-days, the practices. What are you most looking forward to now that you're back here in West Michigan?
Yeah, I think just building the team chemistry within the guys and strengthening that up a little bit. It's really a great culture within here, but we're doing some things to really help improve the player-led leadership. And so I'm excited to watch how that expands and grows, and watch those guys develop into more than just leading by example, but being able to get out and talk with teammates and do so in more of a leadership manner. So I'm excited to watch how that grows and progresses as we lead up to the first game.
Right. And of course, your dad, he won a lot of games while he was here at Albion in those 20 plus years. Are you sort of keeping an eye out for those number of career wins? Is that something you're aiming for to try and pass in the upcoming years, or is it just, take it day by day, day at a time?
Yeah, one day at a time. I think it's, for us, it's drawing a line in the sand, reaching that line and drawing the next one. And so that, no, I don't have all those years and all those games in mind. It's who we have first coming up, and making sure we're doing what we need to today to get to that game and be 1-0 when that first one comes around.
Right, absolutely. All right, Coach, well, we're going to let you go. You're going to be very busy over the next couple of months. I'm pretty sure about that, so we're going to let you go. Again, I really do appreciate you coming on the live desk, and we look forward to keeping up with you and the rest of the team come this fall when the football season begins.
All right. Thanks, Phil.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to thank everybody else for tuning in to this latest edition of the Wood TV Live Desk. I'm Phil Penarski, and we hope you have a great rest of your day.